So you've been an indie author for a while now, and you'd like to get some form of organization going as your backlist is growing. That's what we're going to talk about today. If you'd like to know one method of dealing with it, stay tuned. That's what we're going to talk about today. So if you've been in the indie space for a while, you likely have a few books under your belt, probably several series by now. And you know that every time you release a new book, you need to do one important thing to ensure sales of your series. What is that one thing? You need to update your back matter. If you've got as many books as me, you know what kind of chore that could be. As somebody who's been in the indie space all these years, I can tell you it comes down to two things: time and tools. You have to put in the time to list all those back titles in your website, in the backs of your new book, in the backs of each old book that you have out. And that can be time consuming, depending on how many books you have. And the further you get into your career, the more books presumably you will have. It's not only that, there are other things that you need to look at. Maybe your first book has been out for 2 or 3 years. Take a look at it. What does the cover look like? Does it match the current trends? Is it something that you want to spend time or extra money to create a new cover or purchase a new cover? Unfortunately, cover trends have a lot to do with the sales of a book, and they change from time to time. In fact, sometimes they can change while you're making the cover. So you're going to have to spend time thinking about if you want to invest the time and possibly the money to recover 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 books if you have 5 books in your series. That will also apply to books in older series that you have. Do you have a series that's been out for a while that the trends in those covers have changed and you need to go take a look at those too? That's something that falls under the category of dealing with your backlist. However, this doesn't apply if you only just changed your cover. If you changed your cover last week and some writer friend says, "Oh my gosh, the cover trends have changed. Now you have to go change your covers," you can do one of two things. If you're skilled in Photoshop, go ahead and noodle around with it. See if you can make something comparable. And that will give your writing brain a break for a while. But if you just don't have the time, the money, or the spoons to deal with getting a new cover after you just got the new cover a week ago, put it on the back burner for 6 months, a year maybe, and revisit it later. The second thing that we as long-term indies have to think about is the changes in blurbs. Blurbs are, for those who don't know, and if you've been in the indie space this long, you should know, it's the description of your book that you put in Amazon, on your website, in all the retailers, and on the back of your book. You might want to give those a look and see if they still convey what the story is about, and convey it in a fresh way that will catch the reader's eye. If not, you might want to spend some time revising those and maybe bounce it off a few friends. 3, files. Your ebook files. While you're doing your cover change and your blurb change, you might notice that the back matter of your books need updating. You may have released 2 or 3 more books that you haven't listed in the back matter of your books under the Books by Juli or Books by Insert Your Name Here. This would be the time to open the files in Sigil if you use it, or Kindle Create, or your PDFs PDFs since they pertain to your paperbacks, and your Word document, and add the titles that you haven't added before. While you're at it, you might want to add those blurbs. If you have so many books that the backlist is beginning to resemble a chapter of your book, you might want to take some of those blurbs out or cluster the books differently, and put the latest ones, or the ones that you want to put the most emphasis in that series, at the top of the page, and maybe move all the others down with just titles. If you have new formats of your books that you'd like to link up in the back of your back matter, this would be the time to do that too. Next, the dreaded sign in to Amazon Author Central. This would be the time to go take a fresh look at your Amazon Author Central page. Sign in as usual and check out your list of books. Is everything listed under your name correct? I have heard stories of other authors who have similar names getting their books crisscrossed on Amazon. So you might want to take a look at your Amazon page from time to time and make sure that everything's spiffy there. Yes, I said spiffy. Hopefully you can just do that at a glance and nothing will be a problem, but if so, you'll have to get in contact with Author Central and have them change it, and that's going to take time. Or even worse, when you went to bed last night, your Amazon page looked great. Everything was where it should be. You had all your books listed in the correct order, and all the series were linked up beautifully. When you get up in the morning, something's gone wrong. You panic and you have to call Amazon. That may take a couple of minutes, may take a couple of days to get taken care of. So my advice would be take a deep breath, contact Amazon, get into the contact section in KDP and have someone call you. Don't deal with email back and forth. It's easier to just talk to somebody when something goes wrong. Hopefully nothing will have gone wrong, but just in case, these are things you're going to have to deal with. Next up, reviews. Have you gotten any new reviews lately? Anything you want to highlight on your Amazon Author Central page? While you're in Amazon Author Central, add them to the list. What else do you need to do? Okay, this will be probably the most nerve-wracking one. Is it time to decide whether or not you want to put the first book in your series on sale again? You'll have to dig out your calendar, and I hope that at this point you've been writing down every time you've put something in a promo. If not, I have something linked down below for you that might help with all this organization. Check the dates of the last time you did a promo and see if there's anything going on. If any of your groups or any of your friends have a promo that they're involved in, find out the details and see if you can get your first in series involved. If there's no promo going on, check Smashwords. Smashwords might have a Smashwords sale. They do it twice a year. Do you want to put your first in series in it or not? That'll be up to you, but that'll be something else you have to decide about your backlist. Also, if there isn't anything specific going on, maybe you could ask one of your friends if you could swap newsletters, or find some author that you know on Facebook who's sending out their newsletter and maybe swap with them. Another thing you might need to do, remember those friends I mentioned in my last video? Maybe talk to them about a newsletter swap. Maybe it's been a while since they've introduced their readers to you, and maybe it's been a while since you introduced your readers to them. So see if they would be open to a newsletter swap that can get your backlist, one of your backlist titles, in front of a new audience. This is the most stress-free one because while you're asking for newsletter swaps, you can commiserate with your friends about how tough it is dealing with your growing backlist, or what didn't work last time and what may work this time, and what their advice is to grow and get more eyes on your backlist. Oh, and while you're thinking about it, you need to email that writer back that offered to give you a slot on her Facebook page, and let her know that you're interested. Phew. Now that all that's done, you can actually sit down and get some work done on your new or your next release, right? Oh, wait a minute. Here's an email from my friend. What does it say? Oh, I just saw that book that's supposed to be on sale didn't go on sale. Do something about it. You got to contact Amazon. Ah! It's nerve-wracking dealing with a big backlist. So what do? You take a breath. You make notes. You put it all down in a calendar. You write it down in your journal. You don't let it stress you out as far as that is possible. Write the email to your friend. Contact Amazon. Write your newsletter. Post your call for swaps on Facebook. And once all that's done, you can calm down, take a breath, make a cup of tea maybe, and finally get back to what you love the most, writing the next book. If you'd like some help with the organization of your backlist, I have a little document that I use to organize all my pertinent information, and I'll share that in the link below. While you're here, give me some of your best tips. What do you do when dealing with the backlist monster? And if you'd like, and let me know what else you'd like to see. Maybe I'll make a video about it in the future. And while you're here, here's another couple of videos you might be interested in. I hate these intros. Better turn the Miles Davis off first. What was that last line? Cut that.